Hi everyone, welcome to Fat to Thin Senior RNY. I'm Raven. I was 76 years old when I had gastric bypass surgery on December 16, 2019. Medicaid approved the surgery. Last week I talked about how lately I've been thinking about how much time I used to spend thinking about dieting and foods and how much money I spent on specialty items and all that stuff that went along with dieting and what's different now. In this vlog, I'll be talking about what I expected to happen after RNY, what did and didn't happen. If you're curious, please join me on this journey and continue to watch. Last week I talked about how much time I used to think about dieting, how much money I spent, all of that kind of good stuff. I also said last week that I believed that I had been exposed to COVID-19 because I got a text message that said my doctor thinks that I have COVID for a second time and that kind of good stuff. As it turns out, there was allergies and the fever was caused by a low-grade infection. In my case, it's just allergies. So that's why the doctor thought that she was presenting with COVID for the second time. At any rate, so I don't got it. I didn't think I had it. I didn't feel that kind of sick. You know, I just felt my nose was running, my eyes were itching. They still are. And the allergies are driving me crazy. I'm sneezing and Rowley gets crazy every time I sneeze, so you know where that's at, right? I am thankful it's not COVID. Okay. This week I'll be talking about what I expected to automatically happen after RNY surgery. Like I had heard that your hair is going to fall out. Somewhere around 4 months, I heard another one was 9 months and another was 18 months. So far, I haven't lost any hair. I mean, I was going bald on the top anyway because of stress-related stuff, but my hair is growing back. It's actually growing. I think that really has to do with the biotin I was taking and the scalp massages and things like that I'm doing in order to help it to grow back, you know. But basically, I can't say that I lost any hair at all from doing this operation. I did expect to lose some, but I can't say that I did. One of the other things that I expected was that I would have no kind of appetite or anything for at least 18 months, and after 18 months, you know, it starts coming back and I should start watching out. Mine was about 3 months, I think. I was looking back at some of my older videos this morning and it was within 2 months, at 2 to 3 months, that I had started having an appetite again, starting looking for food, starting being hungry. I wasn't sure I was hungry, but I was definitely looking and I was hungry. So I was kind of disappointed in that because I was kind of looking forward to 18 months of not thinking about food and actually forgetting to eat and things like that. Hasn't happened to me. Okay, I'm same as I was the day before I went into the hospital, except that I can't eat sweets now. I expected no physical problems at all. I spent a minimum of a month just throwing up all day long, every day. I looked at, as I said, a couple of my old videos, and I was throwing up all the time. There's no wonder I lost weight. In fact, it's probably the only reason I lost weight is because I couldn't eat anything and I was throwing up whatever I could eat, you know. I didn't eat much. I think I was hanging somewhere around 150, 250 calories per day. I could eat, 1 to 2 ounces at a time. And even if I was eating high-calorie foods like the protein shakes, I still was only maintaining about 200 calories a day. So yeah, I lost weight. I did end up dehydrated. I didn't expect it. I thought I was going to be one of those people who that kind of thing didn't happen to, because I drink a lot of water. I've always drank a lot of water. But I ended up dehydrated, and it's probably because I was throwing up like crazy all day long, every day. And probably is the primary reason that I ended up in the hospital on heart meds and stuff, because of the low potassium and the low electrolytes. It was a very, very dangerous situation, and I just didn't have a clue. I just didn't feel great, but I didn't think it was that bad that I had to go back to the doctor and all that kind of good stuff. As a result, I'm still on heart meds. I still am taking electrolytes and things like that, and it's 9 months out. I expected no GERD, no, acid reflux, because I didn't have acid reflux. I'm taking Prilosec, and I'm still taking Prilosec. The doctor gave me some to take after surgery so that I wouldn't have too many problems, that stuff, blah, blah. But I've noticed that if I lay flat on my back, which is not something I usually do, I have this acid coming up. So I still take the Prilosec, but I think that I'm going to try and get off of it again. Every now and then, about once a month or so, I try and get off all of the pills and see how it goes. I expected and got to eat a small amount of food. Right now I'm doing somewhere between 3 and 4 ounces per meal, and I'm doing really 2 meals per day. So I'm still hanging at around 6 ounces, 5, 6, 7 ounces per day of food. And believe it or not, I gained a half a pound this week. Got me. I hoped, and one of the other things I expected and hoped and whatever about this RNY operation is that I would get over my sugar addiction. And I absolutely have gotten over sugar addiction, in that I think I might have gone from candy to fruit, because I find that I'm eating a lot of fruit. Now I'm weighing it and counting the grapes and all that kind of good stuff, because I weigh everything, I count everything, I measure everything, I just do, but they could be acting the same way sugar did in my body. So I've been kind of backing off a little bit. Although I gotta say that probably grapes are better for me than gummy bears. Which, come to think of it, they have around the same texture, don't they? Anyway, my migraines are seeming to come back. They are and they aren't. I mean, I was hoping that that would be one of the side effects, that I would never have another headache again, another migraine again. They're not nearly as bad or as often, but they are enough to disrupt and have me decide whether or not I'm going to take some of those pills or not, or do I try yoga, or do I try meditation, do I try caffeine, whatever, to try and get rid of it before I have to take one of those pills, which I don't really want to take. So I was hoping for it to be gone, but I'd say they'd more than half gone, which is sweet, because at one time I was having headaches 28 out of 30 days. although that hasn't happened for a couple of years now, a year or two. I'm now having them for maybe a week, once a month. And they're not as debilitating as they used to be. I expect it to be a normal running weight by now. I figured 9 months out I should be down to my goal weight, and, life keeps trucking. I'm not at my goal weight. I'm not even close to my goal weight. But I've lost almost 60 pounds, which is a hell of a lot. I'm hoping to lose at minimum another 15, 20 pounds, preferably 40, 50 pounds, but I don't know that my body is going to get there. I'm trying to pay attention to how my body feels, what it's doing, that kind of good stuff, because Lord knows I haven't paid very much of attention to it all the way up to this point. So I'm trying to learn, right? I also, and the biggest thing is I didn't expect to have to diet for the rest of my life. I did not expect that I would have to measure everything, weigh everything, record everything, as I had been doing in the past, that I will have to continue in the future. I thought, my stomach would get down, I'd somehow miraculously learn how to eat again, and I'd eat all of everything in the right proportions, and I would never have to worry about it again, because I could only crave whatever it is that is absolutely healthy for my body, so I wouldn't even crave cake or ice cream or barbecue chicken or whatever, Chinese food. I did not expect that, but I have to say that I hopefully have learned that, okay, this is the way it's got to be, and just do it, What did you expect after surgery? After your surgery? What do you think is going to happen after you have your surgery? Some of it came true for me, some of it didn't. Enough of it came true for me to be happy with it. Okay, so anyway, onwards and upwards. I got some news. I've finished the Inca Trail, actually, today is Thursday, so I record on Thursday, upload on Friday. Thursday night, I will finish the last half mile of the Inca Trail marathon. It was fun. I'll get a medal, and I'll show you the medal when I get it. Probably be another week and a half or so. So I went through a lot of mental trauma about this, because it costs any of the medal races that I've seen online cost somewhere around $25 and up per race. Some races cost $16 because you only get a medal, and $16 and up. For me, on my income, on Social Security, I'm an old fart after all. $15, $25 a month dedicated to a race is a lot of money. So I chose not to do that. I decided to do the World Walking Pan American Highway. Now it's funny, because here I was last week talking about one of the things I want to do is drive from the top of the Americas down to the bottom of the Americas. For some reason, I had no idea about the Pan American Highway, even though I have looked at lots of videos about people traversing parts of the Pan American Highway. It just never connected to me that there was such a thing, that I literally could drive from the top of Alaska, the Arctic Circle, all the way down to the end of South America, down to the tip, Argentina, I believe it is. Actually, is it? Yes, it's in Argentina. That is a distance of 35,292,325 steps. There are 6 milestones along the way, and I'm kind of looking forward to this. I think I kind of miss the idea of the medal, but at the same time, this is kind of exciting because there are milestones along the way and things to reach and that kind of stuff. The Pan American Highway is the world's longest road. It goes south through 2 continents and 14 countries. And it starts in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, where if you want to see the ocean, you have to make an appointment with the oil companies that line the bay, because otherwise you will not get a view of the bay. You have to come in and take a tourist's tour. So if I drove up there, I couldn't see the ocean, couldn't see the bay. Anyway, but I'm going to go anyhow. Maybe. Anyway, it ends at the tip of Argentina in Ushuaia. Wait a minute. Ushuaia. Looking forward from there to where I'm going on Google Maps and Street View. So you'll be able to see everything just like in the one that I paid for, and I get a medal, just like the race I just finished, the Inca Trail. You can see the street view and everything in Google Maps. You can follow yourself, which is kind of cool. And at this time, there's only 8 people who are registered to run this distance. 35,292,325 steps. And they're not counting my everyday steps, only those steps that I log as exercise. So I probably end up walking 70 million steps. Anyway, let me go on to the self-sabotaging checkup. I didn't cook anything of value this week. I gained a half a pound. I ate junk stuff, things that I could stick in the air fryer real quick. Just junk stuff. I ate chimichangas and sausage and stuff like that. It all tasted good. It was very high in calories, very high in fat. And I still felt hungry. I really need to eat some veggies. So, I don't know. I'm thinking today maybe I'll stir fry some. Or maybe today I'll make some soup, vegetable soup, which sounds good. I don't know, something. I got to do something to fill my body up because it's not being satisfied with what I'm putting in it right now. So, as a result, yeah, I am self-sabotaging myself by not eating properly, you know. And eating those things like the chimichangas and the sausages, they're extremely dense as far as calories go. And they really don't do anything to fill you up. Although I do have to say again, they taste good. Rowley is doing okay this week. He pressed the love you button 3 more times this week, and he came over each time to get his lovies. He still doesn't press any of the other buttons, but he presses that one. Because who wouldn't want to get their belly scratched, right? The walks now are pretty good. It's cooler. It is unbelievable. It was, I think last week I reported it was 108, 109. I went for a walk at 8 o'clock at night. It was like 101. And on average, it was 99 at 8 o'clock at night. Yesterday morning, I woke up. It was 60 degrees. I actually went and got the heater, one of the heaters out of the bay. Made sure the air conditioner was turned. It was cold in here. I was walking around with the dress on and my bathrobe on top of that because I was too lazy to try and dig out some sweaters. This is crazy weather. This is crazy weather. This is seriously crazy weather. This morning it was 55 degrees. That's a 50-degree drop in less than a week. I mean, it's amazing. Anyhow, so I think that because it's cooler, we are walking further, and staying out longer and kind of enjoying the walk, you know. It's not so, let's get this over with in a hurry quick thing, you know. So, to sum up, I'm feeling good. No regrets still. It's the right thing to do. I still feel good. Both mentally, physically, not both. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, even though that's 3 things. I would do the surgery again. I would do it again. I don't know if you should do it or not. There are other methods to lose weight. All of them are equally viable as far as I can see. But I chose this one because I needed to get rid of the diabetes fast. I needed to make a change immediately. And for me, this was it. Okay? Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and ring the notification bell. And don't forget to click show more. And if you've subscribed, I thank you. And if you haven't, please do. Okay? Take care of you and yours. Stay safe, and blessed be.